beautiful out here. Oops. On a pile of rocks. Got a new cooking pot system that I want to test out today. It's only cheap, £8 off of eBay for this. It didn't come with the stove that I've got in there. Basically, it was just this cooking pot with the lid. But I've put a few things in there. I've got a Tupperware cup, good old vintage Tupperware. I love this stuff. And then a little alcohol burner. It's like fits in there perfectly. And I thought for £8, basically for this bit here, got a handle, got another handle on the side, some measurements inside. It will hold a litre of water in there. £8, not bad. It's pretty, sturdy. It's not flimsy or anything either. Not flimsy metal. I've had this alcohol burner for a couple of years now, but I like to have my stoves with a whole cooking system, like with the pots and mug and everything, all in one pack. So I wanted to get a pot that stove would kind of fit inside, and this was perfect. Nice thing about this jug as well is that it doesn't pour out of the top. It kind of comes out of the side slightly there. So you do have a filter, which is handy, because if you're out here, you do tend to get bits that will go in the kettle or the pot. You can see there's just a bit of wood there that luckily has been filtered out from going into my drink. I'm so glad we're having some nice weather now, because summer didn't kick in this year until about mid-June, at least not where I live anyway, in the UK. So it's nice that it's now kind of extending, hopefully into at least early November. I do love the Halloween season and autumn. Autumn's a beautiful time of year, and I'm a big horror movie fan. So I've brought one of my favourite anthology horror books with me. I did it a couple of years ago and read some stories out by the campfire. I'm going to do that again later tonight. And I've got some good horror movie recommendations as well for anyone else who's a fan of the genre. One's a new movie that came out this year called Longlegs. It's got Nicolas Cage in as a serial killer. And the basic story is that there's this FBI agent who's kind of hunting down this serial killer known as Longlegs, who sends letters to the police, a bit like, the Zodiac did, sort of cryptic messages and that. And it's got a great eerie tone to it, like a very isolating feel. Like most of the film, this female FBI agent who's investigating the case is on her own. She's at work on her own in empty office buildings, researching the case. She's at home on her own, investigating the case. She's driving along empty country roads on her own. It really creates this great sort of eerie atmosphere of just like the world's completely empty except for her almost. But there's this dangerous serial killer on the loose. And actually, the first time I watched it, I loved the vibe of it and the atmosphere, but I wasn't that keen on the story and how it played out. It was only when I watched it a second time and you notice so many things in the background that are relevant to the story. They're not just there to be a bit creepy or whatever, it's all relevant. Everything like the mad ramblings and things that certain characters say that you could dismiss thinking, it's just sort of creepy nonsense to be scary, but it's not. Everything matters and everything is relevant to the story. And so when I rewatched it the second time, I kind of got it more. And I ended up enjoying the film a lot more on like a different level. So it was a better film than I gave it credit for initially. Another horror movie that I love. And this, like, I've been watching horror movies most of my life. I'm really desensitized to horror movies. They don't scare me or anything. But there's one movie that really creeps me out, and it's called Lake Mungo. It's kind of a mockumentary style, so, you know, kind of found footagey, but playing out as a documentary. And I'm kind of an easy lay for found footage. I've always loved found footage ever since Blair Witch Project came out. I connect with found footage type horror movies, but I know a lot of people don't like them. But Lake Mungo, it's funny that it creeps me out so much because there isn't really an evil presence in the film. There's not like a serial killer or a monster or an evil ghost or anything like that. But it just creates this really melancholic sense of dread throughout the film. And it's got some quite interesting themes as well. The basic story of that is this teenage girl dies under mysterious circumstances, and her family are kind of trying to find answers while also just coming to terms with her death. But they're also discovering things about her that they didn't know when she was alive. And it's kind of that real thing that, you know, a lot of us, we don't tell our parents everything. There are certain things in your life you don't want your parents to know about. That, you know, maybe when you're dead would come out, and the idea that you don't really know people who you're close to and you love, and you have a certain idea of them in your head, but they're maybe not exactly the person you thought they were. And the flip side of that the person who has kept secrets from you has got a certain element of kind of loneliness to them, that they can't open up and truly be themselves and be honest with the people who love them. It's got all those themes to it, as well as some other stuff. I'm not going to go into too much detail because I'm going to spoil things. But man, that film, for some reason, more than any other movie, really creeps me out. It's just the way that it's shot and the way the story plays out, man. And it just deals in general with our own mortality, which is always a scary thing. And then last night I watched Dog Soldiers, which is a great British werewolf movie. It's just kind of an action werewolf film. It's not particularly scary or anything, but it's a great film. Kind of film that wouldn't be made today because it's very much a man's film. Not to say women couldn't enjoy it as well, but it's you know, it's a movie that's really made for men. And it's great fun, great action, great. I love werewolf movies anyway, even though there aren't that many great ones. For me, it's just like Dog Soldiers, American Werewolf in London, and The Howling. But yeah, Dog Soldiers, really good fun. It's like 20 years old now. But so I don't know if that many people are aware of it. It's more of a kind of cult classic now. But yeah, give Dog Soldiers a watch as well. I always want to call it Wolf Creek. Wolf Creek's a different film. That's good as well. That's set in Australia. That's nothing to do with werewolves. God, look at that beautiful sunshine. It's nice having one last chance to get out this year. I've just been enjoying being out on the river so much in my new kayak. All my free time has been spent doing that. Got my axe with me today as well because even though it's nice and warm now, in the evenings it still does get pretty chilly, so I'm going to need some decent firewood. I think it's a roofing hammer, but I've always found this really handy. Just a little camping hatchet really. So you've got a hammer on one end you can use for knocking your tent pegs in if you're in hard ground, then the axe on the other. It's kind of a crowbar on the end there as well. It's quite thin, so it doesn't take too much room in your pack. But it's, you know, works pretty well. They're not that expensive either. I've had this one for about 10 years now and it hasn't broken or anything. So just for like a simple cheap camping hatchet, they're pretty good. Size of that. It's as big as a seat. Even before putting the fire on, it was really mild tonight. Like I could have taken my jumper off and I wouldn't have got cold. But I'm going to keep it on now just in case the temperature drops. It's better to kind of heat myself up ready for when it inevitably does get cooler a bit later on. But I mean, night has fallen, We're in the last week of October and it's mild out still. And it's been quite hot the last few nights at home as well. It's absolutely beautiful for the time of year. Right, I'm going to go to sleep now. It's quite early, but because it gets dark so early now, you just kind of feel like going to sleep after an hour or so of it. So, just going to relax now. I'll see you in the morning. Just had such a weird dream, and then I woke up and I can hear this music playing. I don't know if you can hear it on the camera. I'm going to go and investigate. It's like organ music or something. I think it's coming from this direction. Where the hell is that music coming from? What the hell is this? What the hell kind of crazy shit is this? Oh, God, the hell was that? It bit my hand. Fucking hurts. Shit. Where the hell's the camp? I went too far. I can't find the way back to the fucking camp. What the hell? I think I'm back at the chapel. How the hell did I end up back here? Fuck this shit. I've got to find the camp, please. God, where's the camp? Dang. Bastard bit my hand. Fuck, it hurts. Fuck! Right, that's it, you little shit. Oh, at least it wasn't my wanking hand. Get off! Oh, my balls. Oh, stuff this. What the hell am I going to do? What would Arnie do in this situation? Hey, ugly. Come on then if you want some. Come on, I'm here, kill me! Come on, I'm here, do it now! Got you, motherfucker. Oh, thank God. It's over.